The Knights of Ren are a mysterious bunch. Sure, we know that the leader was Ben Solo and that they destroyed Luke Skywalker's generation of Jedi, but what other individuals made up the Dark Side organisation? Well, what if the main protagonists of Rogue One were actually the 6 mysterious members? After all, the anthology film is all about good people turning bad. Roll the intro.
Fan theory.
Although bits and pieces have been revealed about the Knights of Ren since the release of Star Wars Episode 7, The Force Awakens, the group largely remains a mystery. However, the concept art released in the booklet Art of Star Wars The Force Awakens better clarifies how the Knights differentiate from one another. In the above image, the 5 members are labelled as the Heavy, the Armory, the Rogue, the Sniper and the Monk. But does the image remind you of another? It should. Just look at one of the promotional pictures for Rogue One. Not only are there also 5 members, but the similarities between each character and the Knights of Ren are remarkable. The Sniper and Cassian Andor hold their weapons in the exact same manner. The Armory and Body Rook both wear goggles and carry many small items on their chest. The Heavy and Baze Malbus have very specific armour that covers one shoulder, and the Rogue may well be Jyn Erso. After all, she is the protagonist going rogue, the one to infiltrate the Galactic Empire for the Rebel Alliance. So it's only fitting that the Rogue One is the Rogue. The only member whose outfit does not match that of a knight is Chirrut Imwe. However, the character is described as a spiritual warrior, and both men appear to wield staff-like weapons. Of course, the story of Rogue One details how the rebels were able to obtain the Death Star plans, but wouldn't it be thrilling to see how the Knights of Ren were formed? It's not a stretch to think that a group of strangers who were formed to enact against the Empire were inadvertently turned to the dark side, or were captured and corrupted. Disney know that the conception of the Knights of Ren could be enough for a movie in its own right, so why not include that in Rogue One as a massive climactic plot twist? This theory of course does hinge on one massive detail. If the Knights of Ren are all confirmed to be Force sensitive, then we can effectively kiss goodbye to this idea. Also, age can be a huge issue. Because of those reasons, I will rate this theory a 5 out of 10. It's a concept. If you guys haven't already guessed, I'm a huge fan of this theory, but do you feel the same way? Let me know your opinion on this idea by leaving a comment below, and feel free to suggest topics for future Star Wars fan theory videos. For more videos like the one you just saw, click the link on the left. Thanks for watching, and for more Star Wars related content, keep locked here to the King Sands. Once you've played Minecraft long enough, you'll eventually realise how weird it is to see the moon on the opposite side of the sun every single day. Even in a world made of identically shaped cubes, it makes approximately 0 sense. If the sun is always on the exact opposite side of the moon, then surely the Earth would sit in between. This would mean rather than revolving around the Earth, the moon simply rotates in its own orbit around the sun. However, such an explanation would only make sense if the stars also moved, which they don't.